Now let's talk about the problem of the day. During this time, we'll think together about how to represent and solve this problem and what it teaches us about math. When I ask you questions, please make sure to answer out loud, just like you would in school. So last year, one of my students represented the problem like this. They drew a picture of a tart here. A tart's kind of like a muffin, and they put a 5 in it because they knew that each tart needed 5 strawberries. Then they put a question mark here because they didn't know how many tarts she would make. Another student did this. They drew a tape diagram. They put 5 in each group because they knew that each tart needed 5 strawberries. Then they put a T for the total number of strawberries and a question mark for the number of tarts. Because in the story, we don't know how many strawberries she needs or how many tarts she's going to make. So my question for you is, why do both of these representations work? Go ahead and say it out loud. Yeah, that's right. They both show that each tart has 5 strawberries and that we don't know how many tarts she's going to make or the total number of strawberries that she'll need. Your representation might look like one of these or like something different. Just make sure that it accurately shows what is happening in the story problem and includes labels to help you organize and keep track of what you're representing. So, what are we trying to solve for here? Go ahead and say it out loud. Right. We need to know which bag of strawberries Keisha should buy so that when she makes tarts with 5 strawberries in each, she doesn't have any strawberries left over. Okay. So I'm going to keep track of how we might solve this problem and what we're learning on this visual anchor chart that we're going to make here today. So how could I solve this problem? Say it out loud. So some of you probably said that we could skip count, and you're right. We could skip count. And we could skip count by 5s to see which numbers wouldn't have any berries left over. You can go ahead and count with me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, so which bag should she buy? And why should she buy that bag? Say it out loud. She should buy the bag with 30 strawberries. Because if she does that, she can put 5 strawberries in each tart and she'll have none left over. But I bet some of you solved this in a different way. If you used multiplication, go and give yourself a little thumbs up. You might have known that 5 times 6 is 30, and so pick the bag of 30 strawberries. Now I want you to think, how could we use multiplication to show the skip counting that we just did? Go ahead and say it out loud. Yeah, right. We could think about it like this. I'm going to record it on our visual anchor. Multiplication facts. We could think 1 times 5 equals 5. 2 times 5 equals 10. 3 times 5, say it with me, it's 15. 4 times 5, say it with me, 20. 5 times 5, say it with me, 25. And 6 times 5, say it with me, 30. Okay. So the products for all of these number sentences. And notice these are all number sentences where a number is multiplied by 5, right? We see it each time. These are all called multiples of 5. A multiple of a number is the product of that number and any other whole number. Let's take a look at this. I want you to read this with me. Get ready? Go. Multiples are the products of a given number and any other whole number. Okay, so let's think. We just listed above some multiples of 5. What were those multiples of 5 that we just listed? Go ahead and say them out loud. Right, you probably said 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and you could keep going, right? 35, 40, and on and on. But how do you know these are all multiples of 5? Say it out loud. Yeah, they are multiples of 5 because they are the products of 5 and another number. All right, go ahead and click on the arrow to move to the next slide.